Welcome back to MCOC Al Bundy Rules. Got another Act 7, Chapter 1 walkthrough for you from Book 2. So this is going to be second quest 7.1.2. Static Blast, electricity drains 50% attacker's power whenever defender launches special attack. 100% of power if on block. The inevitable extinction protocol grants defender up to 200% attack based on how full the attacker's power bar is. Each time defender activates special attack, combat power rate increased by 15% for remainder of the fight. Get some high attack there, and Specialist 2. Attacker Special 2 deals 50% more damage. But other specials outside of the Special 2 are going to deal 50% less. So that was a quick look. So power is going to be an item going on, fluctuating throughout this fight, being able to keep the power, sustain. It's going to have an impact on the attack, and Special 2 gets more attack rating, while other specials are going to be less. Or some of the key things. Nothing too crazy. Knowing power control for myself can be something that's going to be a little challenging throughout the fight. Based on one of those nodes. I brought champs who do good with specials, but I also know can do a pretty dang good amount of stuff without their specials as well. And I decided to start off with Mcoc, mainly to get those 4 charges. I do have a cable synergy as well. And starting off, just a tad bit under the S3. Thankfully, didn't quite push him to the S3. Baited that out, and I got that S2. Again, you want to try to get the Special 2s going on these fights, but it is going to be very hard with these nodes. I wanted to get that one out while I could. I tried to charge in on Red Guardian after that special, but for some reason my controls wouldn't dash. Been having some dashing control issues every once in a while, and went ahead and bait that out. And now I'm just going to do some attacks. I'm going to do some heavies in order, one, to get the bleeds, but also mainly to keep resetting the debuffs I got when I did that Special 2. And now we have the Special 1, have those debuffs as well. I got Red Guardian looking nice, got him maxed out on all kinds of debuffs. As long as I keep doing those heavies, those debuffs will last the rest of the fight. I highly doubt I'll be able to get an S3 off before this fight is over, which isn't going to be needed, as Red Guardian is down to just 12%. Poor little Red Guardian and his cool beard. He's getting ready to go down for the count in the very near future. It is inevitable. And down he goes. I like how he kind of like spun in midair as he took a flop in the corner, to kind of standing there and just go whoop. Practice some aerobic flops. And now I have my Mcoc pre-file looking who I want to use though. And I was debating if I wanted to break out another one of my mutants with the Horseman, but I decided, you know what, let's use the class advantage here. Let's use Warlock. I was thinking Warlock might be nice, as I can keep hitting to the block, and those infections going up should be able to do some nice power controlling going on. We did see when Rogue, just like in the first fight, when they use a special, I am going to take some power drain on there. I actually took a couple hits on Warlock, some more hits. So far my fight with Warlock against Rogue has been very sloppy, which is kind of sad considering Rogue's a pretty easy, straightforward defender, and I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure if it's my parries, if it's me, if I just need some more copy while I'm fighting. I don't know what was going on, but that's okay. I'll recover. So far I'm taking a lot of blocks and a lot of chip shots, but it's okay. Ain't tripping. I'm gonna keep doing what we do. Keep getting a lot of hits on the Rogue. I'm hoping to get my power up so I could do some specials, but I am able to get to that S1, which I will take, even though it's going to be less attack than the S2. Having a hard time getting the S2 with these nodes, so I'll take what I can get, and I got some shock and some power control with that. At this point, I'm just trying to get Warlock through this fight. I've had a very, very sloppy fight. Lost way more health than I probably should have. So I'm just going to kind of try to slow down, try to take my time, try not to make any more big mistakes. Went ahead and launched that S1 to get that special off while I could, bait out that S2, and also use some of that power drain. Now getting some decks going on these specials. Rogue is just launching specials out the wazoo. You know who I could use right now is a Spider Ham. Speak that power stings, all these specials going off would probably be a really good fit. But that's okay. Did not foresee this coming in this way. And my Warlock is getting the job done. Not clean, not smooth, not quick, but slowly and steady with his craziness in which he has. Got out that heavy. Rogue specials are just flying off the charts in speed. Thankfully, very easy to dext because my Warlock is getting low. Gonna hit into that, get that S1 so I can get some power drain. The infection is ongoing. And I'm finally getting Rogue down low. I've had to do a good amount of S1s in this fight, not able to get up to the S2, and while doing some power control as Rogue's power rate was just crazy in that fight. So it took a lot of recoil damage throughout the fight, but got through it. Now it's time to move on to the next defender, Guardian, and his glowy self. Decided to go ahead, and even despite the class disadvantage, I figured Cable should be good. Cable should be extremely good for these path, I believe, because he doesn't need specials. All he needs to do is do a little parry heavy. I could have activated the Horseman pre-fight, but I did not need to because Cable just doesn't need it. As long as he's got that Apocalypse synergy, he just does this. You bring a Cable and Mcoc in on this path, I believe Cable's going to be able to get really deep along the way. Just knock out those Hayabis, not even worry about the specials. I'm getting a little sloppy on my decks on the S1s. Usually can dex those fairly easy, but that's okay. Guardian is melting away at a respectable pace. Look at all those red digits. Ooh, and I just took an S1. I was just complaining about not dexting that S1 good. I just feel like my dexting's been off on this fight, and this whole path actually. And all these Cable just kind of falls down, takes a flop. But Cable could be with an Mcoc synergy, could be a pretty good fit. So came back when I had some energy to complete the path, and we are going now to Magneto, the House of X. See the Static Blast, Extinction Protocol, Specialist 2, and of course the same global nodes that we will see throughout Chapter 1. So I went ahead and used my pre-fight and using my Gambit. I wanted to try Gambit on here, see how he goes. I figured based on everything that's going on, he could be a good fit. I just wanted to give him a little bit of fun. So what I did was I used the pre-fight, and with Apoc's synergy on the pre-fight, once I get 10 of those little speedies up, I can get perfect block. And I'm not really even planning on... Gambit has some really strong... I can convert those spades thingies into 10 prowess and do some massive special damage. But the way this fight's been with trying to keep the special powers going, keep losing my power, I'd rather have the perfect block. So I'm not even going to worry about converting. I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to consider this fight kind of a marathon and keep going. But what I can't help notice is that I am taking damage on these specials. We see I'm getting perfect block, but despite the fact I'm getting perfect block, when they do the specials, I'm losing some health. So I'm a little confused on that, or maybe it's just my imagination, but I seem much lower health than I probably should be considering perfect block. And I just lost. We saw some red damage there, so I don't know if this was a node interaction based on the power thing going on. I don't know if there's a new bug or what's going on, but my 10% per spade times 10 is 100%. I always get perfect block, but on these specials, for some reason right now, even though it's showing perfect block, I'm not getting perfect block. Gambit does not have the metal tag, I believe, so magnetism or none of that stuff should play an effect either. Something seems a little bit off. My Gambit should still be in the 90-something% range, but he is lower. So if you know about what's going on here, you're watching this, let me know, because something is definitely off. I have not seen this happen to me with Gambit when I have the perfect block going on. But Nothing like seeing perfect block and still taking damage. What a silly game sometimes. Anyway, and using perfect block but still taking damage. I don't know. Anyway, what nonsense sometimes. And I'm just okay. I'm just going to get through this fight. So this isn't going quite the way I wanted. I knew it was going to be a long fight because I had no intention of dealing with specials or deals converting to prowess. I was just going to use the perfect block. Where I'm annoyed with this fight is that I am taking a lot of damage even when perfect block keeps popping up. Perfect block means no damage. Anyway, someone needs to explain that to Kabam, I guess. But anyway, that's okay. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Fight's getting close to over. Don't really want to deal with all these trying to rely on a special right now based on how these nodes are going. Magneto House of X's power is going up at a nice expedited rate. Therefore, as it increases on each special, is right, I believe. And so the big reason why I figured Gambit would be good, figured I can just let them keep launching specials like crazy, and I could just keep taking perfect block. But as we've seen, my perfect block has been far from perfect. Might be some mixture with the power drain or something. Anyway, we are now going to keep going. We got House of X down to 10%, 9%. And gonna have to bait out this special. I'm at a much lower health than I should be considering I've been doing perfect block the entire fight. And there we go. Let's go ahead and try to knock this guy out. Got another S2. Keep on smacking that House of X. And I took a hit at the end. Oh, come on. I actually felt the need to try to dex there since I keep taking damage with perfect block for some reason that I'm not 100% sure as to why. And I tried to dex and I took a hit. That was silly. Last second, like, you know what, let me just dex in. That's what happened, huh? Oh, well, I'm just going to shake that fight off. Shake off this whole path. Really, most of my fights have not been too well so far. But getting a third. So let's bring in Hyperion. Let's see if he can put a smile back on my face after that weird fight. So, figured Hyperion would be out other than getting hit. Parry didn't seem to go through right there. And other than, because of the fact he doesn't need to rely on his specials, really, I can just keep parrying, having along the way. He's also got power gain, so I might be able to easier get to these specials like I just saw a special 3. I figure between that combinations, that he could still do really good damage with his parry heavies without specials, or he can easily get specials too with his power gain, that he would be a really nice fit. Since I did make a mistake there and took a good amount of damage on some hits, I went ahead and activated my regeneration ability in Hyperion. If you don't, a lot of people forget Hyperion has a fairly decent regeneration. If you're not sure how I use him, remember I do have a champ tutorial on him which explains all that good stuff. In the meantime, get some incinerate, do some parry heavy madness on Hawkeye. Got those power drains coming on from the specials. Parry heavy, do some smackety dabbities, getting those theories. And gonna keep on hitting this Hawkeye. There we go. Punches in the head, punches in the head. Getting some good attack going on now with the non-furies. Although it went down, I had to back off while I tried to bait. But I am that special out, but I am back up to 6 furies, down to 5 furies. And doing some damage. We see some nice red incinerate going on as I give him some more. And now we just see those red numbers just flying every dang where. Got 4 incinerates. Very wonderful. And Hawkeye, I tried to dash in and kind of dash back somehow. And Hyperion should have been doing better than he has been in this fight. I really feel like Hyperion should have been really good in this fight. I feel like I just did a poor job. Also had some weird control issues through on out. But we get what we get, so I'll just do the best that I can with Hyperion's last 3%. See if I can, how low I can get this Hawkeye. Trying to finish this out. Got to be careful on the baiting indexing on those specials as I try to finish this off. Can't even use a special because the recoil would knock my dude out. Can't even parry heavy because the parry block damage would knock my Hyperion out. I'm just a little too low health, so, and I just took a knee right, and I don't know, I think that might have been a kind of below the belt, you know what I mean? That's why Hyperion fell down so dang fast. Below the belt. Penalty. Okay, although like half the punches and kicks on the scheme are below the belt, so when a kabam is very malicious. Ever watch that? Especially, I always love watching like the smaller champs find the big champs if it looks like they're just constantly targeting below the belt, just maliciously. And Mcoc finishes that up, and this has been a pretty sloppy pass so far. A lot of it though have been some control issues going on, as the bugs have still been present when this was filmed, and some of those bugs are probably being fairly evident during some of the fight. And now we're going to bring up Cable. Need to rely on him. I've been not doing too well with my other champs, so I figured Cable should just go ahead and get down this fight quick. I want to get Bishop down as quick as possible because Bishop can do some crazy stuff, or at least get him as low health as possible. I am getting that Incinerate going. Cable's kind of melting away from Incinerate, so that is not good. So I'm just going to get as much damage down on Bishop as I can, as another of my attackers just took a dirt nap. Again, not the smoothest pass so far, but we don't need smooth. All we need is results. And even though it hasn't been pretty, we've been getting those results, right? So that's what we go for. I was looking at bringing in my Gambit there. I'm like, you know what? Mcoc's got a little bit of rejuvenation going on from a little break in between fights, and I can get some extra charges since this was a mutant. So I decided to go ahead and bring in Mcoc mainly to get some charges back up for the mutant benefit of fighting. And now I just need to get as much as I can. You really need to try to get the rest of Bishop down with Mcoc, doing some punchies and kickies in the Bishop. Back to that S2, see that regeneration going, and oh, now I lost my Mcoc. This is, who do I have left at this point? Okay, woo-wee, I'm already down. I'm down a lot, and I ain't done with this path yet, but that's okay. We're good. We're gonna take a deep breath, and we're gonna say, you know what? Cable's got Cable, or whoever. Cable's down. Never mind. Cable ain't gonna do jack for me right now. But Gambit's gonna do some good. Hopefully, the perfect block is working better than it was in the previous fight, and it's looking better so far. And so I'm just gonna go ahead, do what we do. I see an S2 coming, and I'm going to go ahead and let it come hit. And it looks like my perfect block is working again. So I don't know what was going on. That Magneto fight, when my perfect block wasn't all work, it was far from perfect. I took like, what, about 40% block damage on 100% perfect block. But it looks like we're good now. Not sure what kind of thing was going on previously. And that's good. That's good. So I had to get past that fight. I have two pretty low health champs for the boss, but I got a character select option, so you better know, well, believe I'm using that character select. I don't even remember what the boss nodes are, but I'm just going to pick something that sounds good. I know it's a Rhino Science, and I'll take a look at the boss nodes in a moment, but I'm thinking I'm going to go for something safe, knowing I don't have a lot of wiggle room, and someone who always seems pretty safe to me, especially in Science champs, is going to be my little buddy over here. And looking and like double checking, and yeah, Mr. Nick Fury. I mean, he's going to give me some leads going on, and he is going to be able, he has a second life. Is a big thing I'm looking at right now. Take a look at this Rhino. Let's see the basic ones. We see the attack, the health. We see Tantrum, Defender struck by basic attack. The gain of Tantrum, Defenders knocked down. All Tantrums are removed. Each deals a burst of physical damage. 10% Defenders attack to the attacker, while Defender has a concussion, disorient, evaluate, or taunt. All Tantrum charges are removed without causing damage. So Nick Fury can counter that with his Disorients on the S1. Power Shield, basics do no damage, but the bleed should, and so should the specials. Bubble Shield, blocked attack. Blocked attacks reduce block proficiency and can lead to an unblockable after 10. And then the only way I can gain power is when the defender launches a bar power. They do a bar power, I gain a bar. I am going to be using Nick Fury's S1 to get the disorient on. By using these disorients, this should help me deal with those charges to prevent me taking some massive damage that are coming from my basic attacks. You see that little gray timer thingy up there, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I should have launched my S1 before I hit 10, but that's okay. Did take a little bit of extra damage. And we're looking at this, so I'm going to be fighting a little bit differently. Nick Fury should be good here because even though the physical damage isn't going to be there when I'm getting those attacks, I'm bleeding him. So the physical attacks lead to the bleeds, which lead to damage. I'll be doing the attacks. I am doing S1s again to keep the disorient up to try to avoid that damage coming to me when I knock him down. Is the goal. Otherwise, when I knock him down, when he has all those little timer thingies, I'm going to take some massive damage. See that stun going on, getting the bleed. I got Rhino down to 60%. I'm trying to watch out for these unstoppables and his occasional unblockable charges. Need to be careful. My Nick Fury is down to 13%, but one of the many reasons I brought him was because of the fact that once he falls down to 0, he's got that second life, and that's actually when he gets good. So that is better, I should say. So I ain't worried, but if I do lose my Nick Fury, I will be worried because I don't got a whole lot left. I went ahead and just went with my S2 there just to get some massive damage. Even though the S1s are giving me disorient, I just need it, like, this is taking forever. Let me just go ahead, go to second life, take a big hit right there, and I went ahead and launched out that AS2. Doing an S1 now with disorient. Being careful, saw some unstoppable and unblockable going on. Thankfully, my dex reflexes were on point there. We're pretty much even 28% health each, but not for long as I am getting some damage going on Rhino. I got my 16 tactical charges now, so I am unblockable currently. Try to get a bleed on there, but I do need to bait this out. Unblockable, unstoppable. And you know what, even though I don't really need to use my tactical charge, I do want to get a disorient buff again as I'm trying to finish up this fight. I do not want to lose that fight, and the S1 finishes him off. So was the path smooth and pretty? No, path was horrible and ugly, terrible play, but guess what, we got through it. No items were used, right? We didn't use no potions, no boost, no revives, nothing. We got to the boss, not with a whole lot left, but thanks to that swap out boss feature, we brought in Nick Fury, who just ate up. Okay, I'm being a little dramatic there. He got through without any items used on the Rhino. Wasn't the best, prettiest fight ever, but did it get it done? You better believe it did, and that's what matters. I'm hoping this video helped you in this walkthrough 7.1.2. Don't forget to click that top left icon, subscribe to Mcoc Al Bundy Rules. Don't forget to turn those notifications on. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my playlist. I got something for everyone.